Good evening. Welcome to the Concord Township Board of Trustees meeting for April 2nd, 2025. Will you please join me in the Pledge of Allegiance? I pledge
allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Mr. Patriarch, will you please call roll?
Mr. McIntosh.
Present.
Mrs. Lucci.
Present. Moving on to the approval of minutes.
Move to approve the March 19th regular trustee meeting minutes.
And I will second. Any discussion?
No.
All in favor? Aye. And then moving into our elected officials report. So we will start with our fiscal officer, Mr. Patriarca.
Thank you, Mrs. Lucci. Good evening. As of March 31st, we are 25% of the way through the calendar year. The treasury balance for the 21 active funds within the township treasury is $10.5 million. The treasury balance includes $260,000 in funds set aside for specific projects. Year-to-date expenditures of $3.5 million keeps the township slightly under 22% of our annual projections and in a healthy position moving into the spring. If residents have specific questions regarding the township finances, please reach out to me directly at 440-354-7516. Other than that, we are excited for the Easter egg hunt this Saturday at the fire station. And just a friendly reminder that tax day is coming up April 15th, so we will not meet again before then. So just a reminder for everyone to get their taxes filed. And that concludes my report.
All right, thank you. Moving on to our trustees report. Mr. McIntosh.
File your taxes, says the CPA.
Yeah,
Hey, better late than never.
Yeah,
it comes so quick all the time. Okay.
it does. Well, we just had a really, there's a lot of things that we get to do, and there's those moments where you get to do the fun stuff, and the awarding the heroes that rescued that gentleman out on I-90 on the 12th of March. We got to do that a little bit ago this afternoon. State Patrol, Concord Fire, Lake County Sheriff's Department was there, and it was covered on the media as well. So it was great to meet those individuals, and as we said, we're there to recognize our first responders a lot of times, and it's rare that you get to just recognize everyday citizens for doing what our professionals do. So I was a great opportunity, really enjoyed that. I've had some dialogue with a resident a bit about wanting to install a bike lane on Cryle Road, and did a little digging in that to find out it's not, even though a county road, it's not the purview of the county engineer. I'm going to have to look at NOACA grants or some other regional transportation things, so that's going on. We had a Lake County Township Association meeting, and we had the OTA, the Township Association, up to talk about some important issues in the state legislature that are affecting our townships, maintaining, receiving taxes on the marijuana legislation, controlling short-term rentals. The state legislature is looking at constricting our ability to do that. Property tax reform is a hot topic, and as is the taxes in Ohio in general, and we receive a majority of our budget is property taxes, and we do receive, or on the way to receiving generous amounts of funding from the state. So these are issues that are very important to townships, and if residents have any questions, I'm happy to take calls on that. Did have a JED board meeting on the 21st of March, and year to date, the JED has collected $451,000, and Concord Township's share of that is just short of $300,000, and 30% of the year-to-date budget, so we're slightly ahead of plan there. And Mr. Rose, myself, and a few of the other folks in the township did have an opportunity to meet with the individuals that won the bid for the Quail Hollow Hotel property. So we got an opportunity to meet what looks like may become the new owners and have some ideas about what their visions are for the property. So. And with that, look forward to seeing everyone on Saturday at the Easter. We know that the rec department's put a lot of effort into that, and we're grateful to have Station 1 available because the weather does look like it's not going to cooperate for a nice outdoor event. With that concludes my report.
Thank you, Mr. McIntosh. And I would like to thank you for putting on a great Township Association meeting. I think it was wonderful having Kyle there. I think it gave us a lot of momentum to be very concerned about what's going on at the State House, to speak up. I know you do a lot of testimony yourself, so we really appreciate that meeting, and I think it was very fruitful for all the townships to get together and hear what we heard. So I just wanted to point out, of course, the heroes that we got to congratulate today and thank. It was such a great event, and they were so humble and really kind of acted like they didn't really even want to be there. And how great is that, to do something so heroic and not expect anything in return? So very nice. Thank you, Chief, for putting that on. It was wonderful. We're very happy about how it turned out for the victim as well. So I did want to point out, I hope everyone got their e-grapevine. It's just so amazing, all the events that are put together and organized basically by 3 people over in that department. So pretty wonderful. It's great to see all the community offerings, learn about some economic development, what's going on with our roads, our other departments. And think about what's happening this summer. We've got the concert series, we got the community day. There's opportunities for people to sponsor and network. Also, it's time again to nominate a Citizen of the Year, so we hope to see some nominations come forward. I also wanted to point out Heather's article about the chickens. We do get a lot of questions about chickens in the township, and she gave some good information there for people to understand. I enjoyed meeting with Andy and his group of residents at the coffee hour. It's great to have residents that are very concerned. They watch our meetings. Hello, Mr. Mateo, I know you're watching. And they have great questions.
Yes,
we have great dialogue at those events. So another great way to talk to residents, answer questions, and get feedback. So appreciate that. And with that, we went over pretty much what was going on with, I want to thank you for the JED. It's great to hear that it's doing very well. And with that, we will move forward. So, and we'll make sure we get our taxes done. So obviously, Mr. Dondorfer is not with us this evening, so we will move to our department reports, and we will start with our administrator, Mr. Rose.
Thank you, Mrs. Lucci, members of the board, Mr. Patriarca, members of the audience, good evening. In order to capture events on the record, during office hours this evening, the trustees entered into executive session for the purposes of discussing pending litigation pursuant to Ohio Revised Code 121.22 G3. Mrs. Matheny, Mr. Patriarca, Mr. Rose, Mrs. Freeman, and Mr. Brown were invited to join the executive session. The motion was made by Mr. McIntosh and seconded by Mrs. Lucci. Both voted yes in a roll call vote, and executive session began at 5:08 p.m. Mr. McIntosh made a motion to exit executive session, which was seconded by Mrs. Lucci. That vote was 2 ayes, and executive session ended at 5:35 p.m. Next item, we opened bids on March 25th, 2025 for the Service Department's annual solicitation of bids for stone, asphalt, concrete, and limestone materials. We received 5 bids. We received bids from Osborne Concrete and Stone, Cuyahoga Asphalt Materials, Kokosing Materials, Osborne Incorporated, and the Grand River Asphalt Company. We did accept all bids, and we will purchase our materials as needed. So that closed out the bidding on that. As for the items on the agenda this evening, item A is a settlement agreement and release between us and FGMA Architects. This agreement ties to the water intrusion issue at Fire Station 1, which is still an outstanding issue. Hoping to have that resolved here in the next 6 to 8 weeks. This agreement allows for a payment of $10,000 from FGMA Architects to Concord Township as their part of the rework that is needed. Item B is a vote to accept the bids that I mentioned earlier on the various materials for the service department. Item C is a vote for a purchase order to Shep Electric. That is for a new generator here at Town Hall. And that amount, I'm sorry, I thought I wrote the amount down. The amount is $23,250. That amount is being covered by the annual grant that we receive from NOPEC as a NOPEC member community. As for other items, as Mr. McIntosh mentioned, continue to track the pending sale of the Quail Hollow Hotel. There have been some motions filed in court yesterday related to that sale, and a new established deadline to move forward is now April 8th. So we should hopefully know something next week. We have completed and finished all the paperwork and the submittals for the Community Project Funding Program grants for the FY26 budget cycle, and these were submitted through Congressman Joyce's office. So hopefully there'll be committee meetings, subcommittee meetings, end of this month in May, I believe, is when they're going to start looking at the various bills for appropriations. So I'll be tracking that. And for those that haven't noticed, the water storage tank at Cryle and Hunting Lake is being prepped for painting. Painesville did put out a press release on that. The tank will be painted dark green. That color was chosen by Painesville to better blend in with the nearby pine trees, and they think the darker color will look better rather than a white color. So it's scheduled to be painted dark green. The Girdled Auburn Road Waterline Project has resumed work. Crews were completing the restoration work on Girdled, and they've begun mobilizing Auburn Road. Road cuts should begin as early as Friday. Like last time, temporary signals will be utilized, so please allow yourself extra time if you travel along that section of Auburn Road, which is between Ravenna and Stonewick Drive. The project is still slated to be completed by the end of June. I did review portions of the substitute version of House Bill 96. The Ohio House Finance Committee has released their version of the budget bill, which is now to the full membership for review. I'm still chewing through it. I did note that there is the local government fund should stay intact. They actually proposed a 5/100ths increase, so it's going to go from about $35. So that's where that's at. But I'm still going through the bill looking for some other things that I'm interested in. And then finally, residents will be receiving a mailing from NOPEC this month. Usually when residents get notices from NOPEC, it tends to generate calls to Town Hall. This one is in regards to your natural gas bill and your natural gas accounts. NOPEC is doing online presentations on April 16th and April 30th. That information is posted on our website, so you can sign up and get more information. And it's also will be available in the mailer that you get from NOPEC. So we're leaning forward a little bit, trying to get folks to look stuff up, answer questions. We're still happy to take any questions or calls that residents have. And that concludes my report. Thank you.
All right, thank you, Mr. Rose. Moving on to our fire department, Chief Sabo.
Good evening, everyone.
Good evening.
Good evening.
Thanks for everyone who came over to participate in us recognizing the hometown heroes from the March 12th crash. We don't get that opportunity very often to recognize people that really do go above and beyond. And it was no small task to track them down because they were humble and they really weren't looking for the recognition. And I'll tell you that not one of them reached out to us directly. It was always through somebody else that said, hey, like, Mom, you were there, you should call them. And then she put it right out on social media. So that was probably one of our biggest social media campaigns that we've had since I've been chief. So the whole community felt that it was necessary and important to do that. So, and there's more heroes like that out there. We just saw the young boy in Cleveland that saved the family off from the house fire. So they're out there, and there's people that are doing the right thing for the right reason. So it's good to see. For the month of March, we had a total of 339 total events, including 175 EMS events with 179 transports. I think that should be flipped around, but we'll see how that goes. Non-EMS, we had 153, including 5 fires. One inside of Concord that was a structure fire due to a lightning strike, And outside of Concord, we assisted with 4 structure fires, including 2 structures and 2 chimney fires. We gave mutual aid 29 times and received mutual aid 7 times. We had 160 overlapping calls for a percentage of 47%. The Fire Prevention Bureau completed 90 inspections, so they're quite busy in the month of March, and accounted for about 160 hours. And that included completing fire alarm testing at Tri-Point. This is quite taxing on our bureau. It took 8 work days and about 50 hours to do the fire alarm inspections over there, and that's an annual thing that we do. So kudos to the Fire Prevention Bureau. Additionally, they've completed 3 plan reviews accounting for about 6 hours and completed about 6 hours of continuing education. They also assisted on 2 fire investigations. Both of them were outside of Concord, one in Perry and one in Painesville Township. Public education, we're out doing public education like crazy. I mean, we got people coming into the station, we're going out to people, whatever works. On March 3rd, we hosted Riverside Schools. We went to Riverside Schools to teach 180 non-teaching staff trained on how to respond to fire and fire extinguisher training. So that was very beneficial for them, and we were happy to help them. We installed 4 residential Knox boxes and 2 got returned. So just as a reminder, when the residential Knox boxes go over a door, they can only get them from Concord Fire Department. We're the only ones that have a key. If you're no longer using that home, you can't take that with you to another. You can't go to Menor and take that box with you. It won't work. So your only option is to turn it back into us, and we'll recycle that to somebody else that can use it. So. And we also installed a Knox box on the trailhead gate at Girdle Road Reservation South. So the trailhead has a gate across it, and instead of us driving through the gate and causing damage, we agreed to put a Knox box there so we could just unlock the gate and open the door. So the Metro Parks Rangers appreciated that. And including in our total runs for March, just to recap, and I think I mentioned this at the last meeting, but about 75 of those runs were accounted for with the odor of natural gas throughout. That was very widespread.
That's right.
Between us, Chardon, Painesville City, Munson, Newberry, and the list goes on. So we're in discussions with Northeast Ohio Gas on cost recovery between all the departments. So we'll see how that goes. And with that concludes my report.
All right.
Thank you.
Thank you. Moving on to our service department, Mr. Tim Brown.
Good evening, everyone.
Good evening.
The service department in the month of March was able to begin making repairs to roads throughout the township caused by the long winter months. Pothole patching, curb inlet repairs, plow damage repairs, and ditching are a few of the operations performed. Our crew will be out making sod damage repairs as the weather permits beginning the 2nd week of April. Working alongside Lake County Stormwater Department, we assisted residents on Fairfield Road with a drainage issue and offered technical support for maintaining the mitigation of stormwater throughout their properties. On March 31st, the yard waste drop-off opened. Concord residents can drop off the drop-off is open Monday through Friday, 7:30 a.m. to 2:30 p.m. Residents can drop off yard waste in biodegradable bags in the designated material bins at the service department located at 7229 Ravenna Road. The yard waste drop-off will close on June 2nd at 2:30 p.m. and reopen in the fall. Residents are advised to make note of the sign outside our gate of the service department showing the days of the drop-off closed in observance for our holidays. Saturdays, May 5th and May 17th from 7:30 a.m. to 2:30 p.m. are the annual brush day drop-offs. Residents may drop off brush not to exceed 4 inches in diameter. No stumps, lumber, landscape timbers, or railroad ties are permitted. The yard waste drop-off will also be open on these days. The service department is accepting applications for summer help. The position is a 40-hour work week performing road and ground maintenance. Applicants must be 18 years of age and can obtain an application at Town Hall or on the Concord website under Forms and Applications. The Service Department encourages residents with questions or concerns to contact us at 440-350-3225 or at concordtwp.com under service. That concludes my report.
Thank you.
Thank you. Moving on to zoning, Mrs. Freeman.
Good evening.
Good evening.
Hi. So during the month of March, the zoning department processed 23 zoning permit applications and collected $1,975 in application fees. Additionally, staff completed 37 zoning inspections and issued 10 certificate of compliances for projects that were completed. Last night, the zoning commission held a work session to discuss potentially adding zoning regulations to address small solar energy systems. They intend to continue these work sessions over the next few months. Next week, the Board of Zoning Appeals is going to have one public hearing for a variance application. All of these public meetings, agendas, meeting dates can be found on our township website at concordtwp.com. And if there are any questions, please feel free to reach out to me at 440-354-7506.
Thank you. Thanks. Recreation, Mr. Supler.
Good evening, everyone.
Good evening.
Rec department is in full swing getting ready for our spring summer months. March was a busy month in terms of registration and getting new people registered for our program, so it was a very successful month for us with the release of our grapevine. So thanks to Rachel and Susie for all their work on this past month. Just to go over some of our upcoming events here. For a 55 plus group, today we had Susan Canavino, who's very popular, do a presentation on the lives of Annie Oakley and Irma Bombeck. Tuesday, April 8th, we have a presentation by Mentor Public Library titled Alaska in 3 Ports, a Travel Journal. April 16th is Oh What a Relief, which is a mental health and wellness talk. On April 23rd from 10 to 1, we partnered with Apex Skin, who's going to be doing free skin spot checks. So people can call and register for a time, or we will accept walk-ins that day. Our next foot care clinic with Dr. Saxon is scheduled for April 28th. And just a quick note about him, we've seen a crazy increase with how many patients he's seen. In March, he saw 12 from starting at 4:30 till 7:30. So he was there for 3 hours seeing patients that day. So it's become a very popular program for us. So some of our youth classes, we have our next round of dance classes starting Thursday, April 24th. Times vary from ages 2 to 8, so you can call the recreation department to find out more information about that. Our extremely popular rookie sports is coming up. We have soccer starting Wednesdays, April 16th to May 14th. The 3 to 4-year-old program is full already. We have spots left in the 4 to 6-year-olds. Tuesdays, June 17th to July 22nd is T-ball and coach pitch. The 3 to 4-year-old program is full. We might be able to see if we can get a couple spots opened up in that one, though. There's still a few spots left for the coach pitch. Adult exercise classes are normal classes. We have gentle yoga on Tuesdays with Melissa Hopper in the mornings from 9 to 10:15. Gentle yoga and Monday evenings by Colleen Stone, and then yoga Pilates fusion on Wednesday evenings. Would like to point out also that we are doing offering a new intro to pickleball class on Tuesday evenings. Those will be in June and July. We also are doing our normal Saturday morning sessions as well. For our adaptive special needs community, we have our first Getting to Know Our Parks program. That's going to be on April 9th at Chair Factory Falls off the Greenway Corridor. Make and Take Bird Feeders is April 19th at the Community Center, and then Learn to Fish at Girdled Road on April 26th. I want to point out that the 2025 Old Stone School tours is officially kicking off on April 18th from 4 to 5:30. And Dan Maxon encouraged everyone to stop by and check out the new Peasware artifacts from the Peas Mill, which was one of the first and longest lasting Concord businesses in township history. Special events, as everyone mentioned, our big spring one is coming up this coming Saturday, April 5th from 10 to 11:30 at Fire Station 1, which is our Easter party. We'll have age-specific Easter egg hunts for kids from age 0 to above that. We'll have face painter and balloon twisters there as well, and we look forward to seeing everyone there. The Concord Photo Contest is currently accepting submissions for that. We have quite a few people registered for that. We did some social media posts from that, and we got a lot of people from kind of all over the area to register for that. So we're taking submissions till tonight. Our categories are nature, places, people, black and white, and unique Concord scenes. You can register directly on the website and submit your photos there. If you have any issues with that, just give us a call and we'll help you out. Online voting will take place April 15th to the 27th, with winners announced after that. Lastly, our indoor garage sale runs next Friday, April 11th from 11 to 3, and Saturday the 12th from 9 to 1. Admission is free, and we are sold out of vendors for that, so it should be a pretty popular couple days there. We encourage everyone to continue to sign up for the e-grapevine and visit the website for all of our monthly updates and get all of our new exciting programs and releases. Please make sure to look at the grapevine that was also mailed out in March. Just want to note, and we'll continue to harp on this, that our concert series did change from what was listed in the grapevine. So our original scheduled date on June 5th has been moved to July 3rd. So our concert series will start on Thursday, June 12th from 6:30 to 8:30. And the band will be Rock Radio Band. And we will have more information on that and our community day, which is scheduled for August 9th. So we look forward to seeing everyone out and look forward to some nice weather. So that concludes my report. Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you, Sean.
Okay, our Lake County Sheriff's Office with Lieutenant Musla.
Good evening.
Good evening.
In March, we had a total of 973 calls for service. We had 2 injury accidents, 11 property damage accidents, 13 citations, 156 warnings, and 3 OBIs. In reference to arrests, we had a total of 8. One was a juvenile male with disorderly conduct. Another was an adult male for an OBI accident. Another one was an adult male for an OVI with 2 loaded firearms, so there was some felony gun charges there. Another OVI with a loaded firearm, so you have some felony gun charges there as well. We also had an adult female for inhaling harmful intoxicants, nitrous oxide, which are also known as whippets. We had an adult male for possession of controlled substance. He had some fentanyl and some drug paraphernalia. And an adult male for domestic violence and resisting arrest. And we had 1 warrant arrest as well. With the increased guns that we're seeing on traffic stops and gun arrests, Sergeant Harps and Detective Ross from CCW actually made a video. It's on our Lake County Sheriff's Office website. Just updates and tips and reminders on the CCW laws now since they changed. Also, we had 79 business checks, 71 community policings, 59 alarms, 18 suspicious vehicles or persons, 6 domestics, and 16 animal complaints. So, concludes my report.
All right, thank you very much. All right, moving on. This is our audience portion, which we don't have any audience members here, so then we will move to old business. There is none, and that takes us to new business.
Madam Chair, move to approve our authorized township administrator to sign settlement agreement and release between FGMA Architects and Concord Township.
And I'll second. Any discussion?
I think Mr. Rose covered it well. Persistent issue with Station 1, and nice to see it inching forward.
Yes. Yes, sir.
Hopefully we can get this settled. All right, all in favor?
Aye. Madam Chair, I move to approve service department to accept all bids for stone, asphalt, concrete, and limestone.
And I'll second. Any discussion? All right, all in favor?
Aye. Move to approve PO an amount of $23,250 to Shep Electric for a new generator at Town Hall.
And I'll second. Any discussion?
We need one.
Yes. And it's great that we have money from,
We do. And
Grant money.
Yeah, the grant money from NOPEC covers it 100%.
Yeah.
I know a lot of people have issues with NOPEC, but as we've talked about before, we do well. We've a lot of stuff at the community center. We get a lot of nice things from NOPEC.
Yeah.
great partners. I know, I was just thinking, are we gonna need the generator like for tonight? Like, some flickering going on. Okay, all in favor?
Aye.
And next is our proclamation, which Mr. Rose is going to read for us, please.
Thank you, Mrs. Lucci. Proclamation to the Lake County Department of Job and Family Services. Whereas all children of our community have the right to live and grow in a safe, secure, supportive environment, enter school prepared to succeed, be able to choose healthy behaviors, and grow to successful adulthood. And whereas we, the leaders of this community, acknowledge that those rights are not always available to all children, and although there has been significant progress to increase the safety and security of our children, we renew our commitment to protecting our most valuable resource. And whereas during 2024, Lake County Children's Services responded to 1,500 calls regarding children and their families, which as a result, Children's Services worked with approximately 1,000 children who presented with a variety of issues which could not be easily resolved. And whereas over 100 foster families, adoptive families, relatives, and other alternative caregivers provided a safe environment for children who are unable to be in their family home. And whereas statistics show that a great majority of children who have died from child maltreatment in the state of Ohio were under the age of 5 years old, thus never having the chance to attend kindergarten. And statistics further show that survivors of child abuse and neglect are at a greater risk for problems later in life that affect not just the child and family, but our society as a whole. Whereas the best prevention of child abuse can only be done if we, both as a society and individuals, take responsibility to offer parents and families the support and tools they need to provide healthy, nurturing homes for their children. Therefore, we shall declare April as Child Abuse Prevention Month in Concord Township, and we urge the citizens of our community to join with us to become involved in activities this month and all throughout the year to raise the awareness of child abuse and to focus our attention on providing safe environments for children and fostering confident, positive parents. Dated the 2nd day of April in the year 2025, signed the Concord Township Board of Trustees.
Thank you, Mr. Rose.
Thank you.
Okay, future meetings and announcements. Mr. Patriarco.
On April 9th at 7 p.m., BZA meeting here at Town Hall. On April 16th from 5 to 6 p.m., trustee office hours in the conference room, followed by at 6 p.m. trustee meeting here at Town Hall.
All right, that concludes our meeting for this evening. Have a good rest of the week.